What's up, everybody? This is the end of the road to 150 for me. This is my 150th BBM4. I know we've been maxing things all year. We've been maxing puppies and poodles and even a couple of Dalmatians, which all you guys are degenerates for maxing those Dalmatians, and a couple of the pit bulls too. But something special about maxing out, Basketball Mania, right? This is the flagship of all the drafts, and I'm glad I get to celebrate with you guys. I know most people probably would sign off and not do their 150th and get all their EV, but I'm not winning this anyway. So here we go. Hope, how are you doing today?
Feeling a little more sad after you saying that, but no, I mean, what is the odds, right? It's like you make the finals like one of every 8 years if you max for 8 straight years. Like that's the odds of making the finals or something crazy like that.
Oh, God.
Obviously, we hope we can increase our odds with our structure and our player takes and all that. But no, back to your other question. I am good. I'm kind of excited. We got a fresh contest to talk about. Something I kind of had an idea back when Underdog, asked, they kind of crowdsourced everyone, and I had an idea for an eliminator. I think my idea was like every 4 weeks you cut, but this is awesome. I'm excited to talk about that as well. So, but yeah, no, it's 150 for you. That's exciting. I'm actually nipping on your heels. I'm at 140 done. So I got 10 more.
10 short though of nipping. I was kidding. No, that's good though. And shout out to Steph and Rolling. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah,
a lot of y'all
absolutely.
have been here literally since we started the beginning of all this. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been good times. I really do appreciate the journey, and we have changed a lot of takes. We've gotten better or gotten worse. Who knows? We'll see at the end of the road for this. But the Eliminator was super cool. I looked at it. You messaged me, and I was like, what are you talking about? And I looked, and then I was like, damn, I'm gonna max that out. And then I saw the bill of $50, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to reconsider.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enter though. Like straight up telling you, I think it's a great idea. I'm super excited, and
Yeah, let's pull it up real quick while we talk. We've got Underdog's tweet up. So yeah, it's the Eliminator. It's a 15 entry max, $50 a pop. So 750. You can max this or max a puppy type deal. So yeah, it's every week's is a clean slate. You got to advance every single week. The first, 4 or 5, yeah, really 6 weeks, first 8 weeks really, pretty soft advance rates. And then they get a little tougher, 6 to 10, then 6 to 12. And then you get the big 15 out of 31 in week 13. So, and week 13, that's a big one for me. And I think after 15 out of 31, that if you make it past week 13 with a team, you made enough to get your money back. When you look at the pay structure, it's 750 to max it. So you need to at least get one there. Now, obviously, if you accumulate more, you might already be there or things like that. But no, I think it's super cool. I've already fired one of these bad boys. I really enjoyed it. But what were your initial takes on strategy for this tournament? Also, 6-person final. Minimum payout in week 17. Last place of the 6 gets 5K. First place, 50K. There's the final payout structure right there. So
just real quick, I know when we were talking about this, you're like, hey, Davis, this might be up your alley because you tend to do these kind of builds. And hit rates, just knowing hit rates, knowing numbers. So I think my first take when I first saw this was there's going to be a lot of things, and you told me right off the bat, everyone's reaching for quarterback. And I was just like, why the hell? And I had a feeling that's what the first thing people are going to do. They're going to treat this like weekly winners. They're going to be like, quarterback gets so many points. Like, I need to go ham. I got to get round 2, like Mahomes and Josh Allen's and things like that. They're just going to shoot for the stars, and Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert is probably a round ahead now. I think that's kind of a weird play, given that I get the concept for it. I think that's just kind of a weird play. And if you did go that route, I still feel like you have to go 3 quarterback anyways. And I know that some people are going to say that's a little weird, but so right off the bat, if you go 2 QB, you grab someone like, let's say, Justin Herbert, and you push further down and maybe get Russ, right? You get the stack of that division. That would seem pretty cool. But I think the issue that you come down to is, what if one gets hurt and it's not – you have to play around injury in this one. You kind of do, because your goal is to survive. And then on bye week, what happens if that guy has a bad week? Justin Herbert had a couple of drop games last year. And if you wanted to scratch away Herbert and just say you wanted to bring another top 8 quarterback, everyone that isn't like Mahomes, Hurts, or Allen, probably dropped like 5 games last year. Even Joe Burrow dropped like 6 games. So when they have a dropped game and your second quarterback is like, let's say like garbage tier, like Desmond Ritter kind of type of thing, and you're just like, oh, Desmond Ritter also did bad. Well, of course he did because he's only going to have 4 good weeks. You put yourself in a weird predicament. So I feel like those builds are not going to work. Also, if I did like Justin Herbert to Russ, Russ is still in that pavement of being drafted at 130 for a reason. I'm all on Russ, but realistic, I'll tell you right now, like I'll do 3 quarterback. I'll probably grab Herbert, Russ, and like Stafford. I really want to increase odds on bye week day because you are getting eliminated. This isn't like you get by. So those type of things I'm considering off the bat. What about you?
Yeah, I think 3 boring teams, 3, 5, 7 threes. I think is going to be pretty optimal in this. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my initial take. I want to draft a bunch of 3, 5. So I pulled this team up, this draft up. So this is one of these done. My first one, you can see I drafted out of the 6 hole. My first thought is I did want a slightly better quarterback. I got sniped 1 pick on Trevor here, so I just kept going. I got Daniel Jones, and then like look at this run of quarterbacks here. We had 4 in a row go, like in the 120s here, going into 130s. Like all like Jordan Love here at 130. All this goes, and so I end up going Sam Howell and Desmond Ritter late. Like I'll show you my first team here. So it was a 3-5-8-2, all different bye weeks at quarterback, all different bye weeks at running back, all different buys at receiver except 1 week 11 overlap, and then tight ends 13 and 10. So this was kind of my initial thought. It's not the greatest team. Like Michael Thomas is my 4th receiver. But I took some like James Conner, who you love, is really good in this because of the early season production and needing to advance.
He also does have a bye week till basically after payouts, so like you're kind of set, right? Like short of injuries.
Exactly, and so I don't know. This was my first one. I don't know what you think of it, but like I had a couple stacks, some skinny stacks in here. Like I don't know how much I'm going to be like overstacking a team in this type format either. But yeah, so this was kind of my first, and I still like the elite tight end, and I know like they're gonna have down weeks, but I'm just thinking about like the 15 out of 30 week, which I think he's on bye during that week.
No, but like let's say that's associated with
he is on bye during this week, so maybe that's not great to have your elite tight end on bye. I don't know.
Oh yeah, him specifically probably not, but I would say for the other elites that are like Goddard, Kittle, Kelsey, like that's so good because you got to think 15 out of 30, and I guarantee you, someone's gonna post a rage post about how they got knocked out, and then I'm gonna look at their roster, and it's gonna be like this tight end that scored 4 points, and somebody else has like 18 or 12, and then you're gonna get knocked out by 3. It's just gonna be funny. Like it's gonna come up. There's many ways to lose this.
Attack this.
Yeah, there we go. Like I don't know if I would go this.
All they have is Mac Jones in week 5,
but it makes sense because you don't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean QB's just ripped here. So like, so I mean, there's nothing crazy with buys here. 3 tight ends.
And then one thing I'd also probably look at, and I know people are gonna fall for this trap, is like they're gonna grab 3 quarterbacks, and they're gonna be like, "Well, I grabbed Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, and like Ryan Tannehill." And I honestly think that's just like a terrible play because like you get to week 13, you have Ryan Tannehill as your leading quarterback in the worst bye week situation, and you're gonna get crushed. Like I see people like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get 3, and then I'll have this guy who'll save me for buys. Like, no, if Tannehill gets like 7, which has happened, then you just lost because there's no way you're coming back from that.
And so yeah, and this happened actually, and obviously he's our pal, and I've been on his stream. But Dark Sheep, Liam was streaming one of these about an hour ago, and Dark Sheep took Josh Allen, Justin Fields, and so that's 2 week 13 buys, and week 13 is the 15 out of 31 week. Yeah, and I think that's like suboptimal. I didn't stay to see if he added a third or who he did add, but I think that's real tough in these. I think you can go double elite. Like this is a Hurts Fields team. I don't think you have to though. Like the advancements are so soft. I don't know. I think boring. Like take 2 mids, take a Daniel Jones, Geno, tack on like a Purdy late. Have your 3 QBs, get your 3 tight ends, and then really crush running back and receiver. That's the way I'm going to attack it. Who knows? Maybe we're all going to discuss it as a community over the next 2-3 days. Maybe my opinions will change, or, some of the data, people who are better at like coding can look at like what would have been optimal for this mode and it changes our opinions. But that's kind of our or my initial take on how to play this.
Yeah, I just like I said, I feel like bye weeks are gonna get taken incorrectly. Like I said, those are some of the things I could just see someone going like, yeah, I'll go 3, and they're gonna plug like Tannehill into like a double 13 bye week and just get crushed.
Yeah,
Um,
that's tough.
So yeah, pay attention to the elimination weeks. We have to look at those, and it's gonna be fun. This is exactly the kind of competition I'm going in for, and I'm telling you right now, like right off the bat, I think like guys like Keenan Allen just like shoot up the boards for me. I'm probably gonna go nuts for guys like that. And the unwanted quarterbacks like Stafford and them are gonna shoot up my boards too because they're gonna be just good enough and get by and be very viable.
Yeah, I think division correlation could make some sense in this too. But
That's what I was telling
I
you earlier.
really think like looking back, like this first 8 weeks, like just to get to the payouts. I mean, the most teams that get eliminated in a week are 3. Like 3 out of 10 get eliminated. I really and there's a 4 out of 11, so about the same. Either way, so I really think if you just don't screw it up, you've got a really really good chance of getting to week 8 to the payouts. I think that's gonna be the way. That's gonna be the way I play this. Yeah, Ness saying that was my initial take. I took Andrews. I think it's gonna be good, especially like you get to a 6-person final. If you've got the tight end that goes for 30, I mean you're pretty set. So I don't know. Those are our initial takes on that, but I think it's time for number 150 for Davis here. He's even gonna let you guys hop in the room with him. Didn't enter before. I saw you pull it up. I'm like, I kept trying to stall to see if you were going to enter.
All right. Let's get it going. I want
if you want to try to
all
dodge
the negative EV.
If you wanted to dodge the people or not, but this is BBM 150.
Let them get in on me. Let's do it. Let's knock this one out for the crew. I mean, these guys are here. We got 20 something viewers. We're gonna
it's gonna be fun. Yeah, while we load in. Well, we don't ever say this early, so this is like probably the earliest we've ever said it in a show. But throw a like, throw a subscribe. We really appreciate it. We have had a blast, like David said. We've had a blast doing this. We could never come up with a name. Like me and Davis debated a name for like a month straight, and Davis finally came up with the road to 150, and it's pretty fitting here doing the 150th draft on stream for Davis. We'll do mine probably next week. I've got 10 more to do, so.
Anyone who's been drafting these like knows this is a road, right? Like this is utter pain if you're doing fast or slows. If you've been drafting since February, April, like this is a marathon, man. This is painful. Like I'm tired.
I mean, I don't necessarily say drafting is painful, but you go through stages of burnout. I definitely have been there. I think the like 2 weeks before training camp started, I felt it the most of like, geez, nothing has changed in like a month. And then we got camp going, and I've been riding pretty high since then. But yeah, no, this is fun. Number 150. So this being your 150th, and we're gonna kind of draft this together, but Dave's is kind of gonna lead the team.
We got some homies in here though.
Yeah, we do.
Super shorty lead in the pack right now.
Casey's in here.
We got Casey, of course. Geraldo DFS. And then anyone in the butt. Fuzzy Wuzzles. I don't know this one, but I kind of interested in this one now.
Tyler says I'm a great. No, I like our name. I don't think we'll need your consultation unless we come up with a second type of show. Oh, CMC at the 1 here. Jamar Chase. Oh my! Someone's getting. Oh, Steph, are you gonna get number 4, Justin Jefferson, or is our person
number
here gonna
3, Justin Jefferson? Here we go.
Oh. Yeah, wow, 103 Jettis.
Oh, and it had Davis in there. Yeah, he's another one that has been on the show. Watched us for quite some time too.
Yeah, sounds good.
I actually kind of come across on Debo a little bit better, knowing that the 3rd round's really bad these days.
I can't confirm that. He has come around on Debo some.
A little bit. I'm still not Ayuk though. I just cannot right now. Yeah, this is exactly 150 material, guys. We got 103 Justin Jefferson. Where are we sitting at?
I mean, I would probably take Bijan or Diggs.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah. I was gonna see, you did 150 of these and didn't take Kelsey once. I didn't know you're gonna do it in the very last one, but like
that'd be so. I mean, if you would have told me, I would have considered it. I'm like, whatever.
No, I don't want you to change your thesis for.
I like right here. I would take Bijan, Diggs, Brown. Like there's like this right now is like good. Yeah, even Eckler. Like I feel like I undercut Eckler a lot, but he's been great. He's been great.
He's got no one behind him too. If he stays healthy, I mean, he's just gonna crush again.
I just don't know if he gets 107 receptions. So like that's
No, he probably doesn't. But he's gonna
yeah.
catch a bunch of balls. I don't know. I mean, I'm on the thesis of the Chargers gonna push it down a lot more, push it down the field a lot more. So
I mean, they could just be a fast paced offense where they're just like no huddling their way down there and just being a dick and letting Eckler catch like 3 receptions. Like Eckler, just go up, and run a curl. Sorry,
yeah,
Steph.
no.
We'll do that in the next 150. Maybe someone will give you 104 Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I have the only 104 Justin Jefferson I've seen, and it was my very first BBM. Right when the contest dropped, I got him at 104.
You feel like, oh, there we go. For round 1, Nick Chubbs. This is the standard, guys. You guys were around since round 3, Nick Chubbs. We've come a long way.
I wish I had more of that.
Huge ADP jump. Huge.
So is there anything with your 150, you're looking at your exposures, have you relatively dodged landmines? I know you haven't had any like major injuries. Is there anyone you like, man, I might have too much of this guy? And I know like not saying like, oh, you've got too much. We talked about him earlier, like Gus Edwards, who
I was gonna say Gus is right now kind of painful. Like if
and it's not like your teams are dead if Gus ends up not being the backup in Baltimore, but it does suck. Like, it would suck if that's the case. But is there anyone or anything that's happened, any takeaways?
Let's combine it with Nez's question. Nez says, you guys reconciling any players, streams? I'm not sure if you put it up, but
yeah.
I mean, so I think we talked a little about Rachaad White. It's one of those like, I would try to get in on Rachaad White a little earlier, about a month ago. I remember just looking at like, wow, I'm taking a lot of Saints and a lot of like Mike Evans and Godwin. Like, I should probably be a little bit smarter and grab some Rachaad White sometimes. He's basically a free roll, right? Like, either he hits or he doesn't. And then he got injured, and then I did it and never got back on him. And when you're talking to me today about it, I was like, yeah, I've only got 5%. Like, I really should have been grabbing him. I should have at least 8 to 10.
All right,
considering I have 50% Connor. So who am I grabbing here?
I mean, I would just smash Pollard, or we could take one of these receivers.
Nah, man.
Double RB start in this room. We're just gonna fake the avalanche. But I think we'll probably like one of the receivers. It's gonna be.
So I think that was what it came down to. I think like Rachaad White's someone I kind of wish I would have grabbed a little bit more on. And we talked about this for last week, but like Jaylen Warren, I think when he initially was at 170 in big board, like I was grabbing him like a buttload. I was very like, yeah, I'm taking this guy. He has a role, and he's good. And then when he went to like 140, 130, like immediately in the beginning of BBM, I was like, oh, what a jump! This is like kind of bad. And then he kind of sat there, and I still avoided him because I was taking like other running backs, other receivers. Other running backs and other receivers. And then Jaylen Warren's just like still getting a big role. And I'm like, maybe 140 wasn't good enough. Like he should be in 110, 120, as I was talking about last week with you. Like I could see him as being as important as James Cook or as good as Brian Robinson or AJ Dillon. And I think I wish I'd have came to that consensus a little earlier.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you being, so in on Najee probably, was a reason, you're trying to see the optimistic side for Najee. So you're probably naturally going to see a little bit of a worst case for Warren. But they still can both get there. Like I've come around on that thesis more so. Like not that I'm taking a bunch of Najee because I'm not, but if the Packers are just way better, and I mean, he could have a Jamal Williams. Yeah, the Steelers are just way better. He could have a Jamal Williams type season where he scores 15 touchdowns or something like that. And then he's going to catch way more balls than Jamal did last year. And Jamal was the RB8 overall in half PPR. So I think that thesis is there still.
It was less about him being much better versus his role is probably not much different than Dillon, Robinson, Gibson. Like, okay, like think about like short of Khalil Herbert, who kind of has officially taken the role. Like, was he much better than like Rashad Penny in a three back committee? And the answer is probably like Warren probably is going to be better than Rashad Penny in a 3-back committee. He's probably better than Damian Harris with with James Cook. Like we think we did the tier part incorrectly. Because I mean, I know people right now like, oh, I'm not chasing Warren up the board. I'm like, but is he really different?
All right, we're up.
And the answer is probably not.
I think T coming back's pretty clutch for starting RB.
Yeah,
that's nice.
So I just want to. It's one of those things. I think I wish I would have did my projections a little bit better and been more realistic in where he fit compared, like tier based drafting versus ADP based drafting, and I think I would have got there sooner.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I think that was a mistake on my end. So that's one of them, and then maybe doing a little bit less drafts in the middle. The middle was kind of dead, which was kind of annoying, and it was just plug and play.
Right.
But I got some good values out of it though. So that's my main two takeaways so far. What about you?
I think the elite quarterbacks, I wish I would have been in on more earlier, because I talked to you like some of the third round, or not even third round, but even second round, like Jalen Hurts. Like I kept like trying to constantly push Jalen Hurts to the third with Devonta Smith, the way the way Stephanie did. I've been trying to do that like all summer and just kept getting sniped. You know, I would have Cup Devonta, I'd have Tyreek Devonta, and just get sniped over and over. And now I've got like 4 or 5% Hurts when I did not want to be that underweight him. Same thing with Josh Allen. You know, I've ended up with a little bit more third round Josh Allen because he goes later. But I think that was one of the things. I kind of wish I would have just taken a little bit more, because like when you're at 140, there's only so many more times you can get those guys. And so, yeah, Nez is saying same. Like, I have so many Cup Devonta, Tyreek Devonta starts that do not have Hurts.
Yeah.
So I think doing that maybe, but I don't mind being underweight the elites at this price. Like I still have my fair share of them. I have tons of Lamar. I got a good bit of Burrow, Herbert. So I think like if you look at it as a whole, as a portfolio of like elite QB, I may not have as much of the top 3, but I've got a bunch of the next tier.
Yeah, and that's how I kind of view it, because I don't think it's that different. I do wish I had some more round 3 Nick Chubb though, and maybe some round 3 Saquon. That was a little bit nice there too.
Oh yeah, that time Saquon was falling was nice.
That was.
I'm trying to think of a team overall. I don't know if there's like a specific team. I mean, the Packers is a good one. But
Also
I mean,
the Steelers, man. Like I really wish I had more Kenny Pickett 3 quarterback teams. You know, I've been talking Kenny Pickett for a while, like this as a year 2 guy, like it could be good. And I really didn't capitalize on him with like Sam Howell and these other like Daniel Jones builds. Like I wish I should have. I kind of should have just kept pushing quarterback and did 3 more QB builds versus 2 QB builds. Oh, there goes Joe Mixon. No, I'm just kidding. Who do you want to get here? I'm thinking Drake.
Yeah, Drake, McLaurin, or Mike would be my picks. I mean, I think we need to take a receiver. So whichever receiver is your favorite, I'm good with.
Mike, I really do.
I like Drake. You get an Atlanta stack. We could get Ritter late.
Yeah, I forgot we had Bijan. Yeah, maybe Mike would have been play.
I mean, we can stack Atlanta. I know it was like one series, but I thought their offense looked okay in that preseason game this weekend.
They looked okay.
I think they're going to be solid. I mean, they played the NFC South, so they're going to not have the hardest schedule.
I just think the consistency issues. If I had a third receiver, if Mike was my third receiver, I think I'd be a little bit more fine with it. Him as my
Mike Williams.
Yeah.
I'm probably taking him if I'm doing this one solo, but I know you're not as high, so I'm fine with Drake.
I mean, just think about like how inconsistent he can be, injury prone, and then just like how much of a hog Keenan Allen is. That man comes onto the field and just absorbs like 9 targets, 10 targets a game.
Oh, I love Keenan. I mean, I'm at about 15% of both of them right now.
Then you got QJ, you got X, and Everett. If the tight end ever stays healthy on that team too, that's another problem. We'll see though. I do think that Mike Williams would have been good if we had a third receiver. If he was our third receiver, I'd be more for it now. I've actually turned a little bit of the corner on that one.
That makes sense.
I've been forced him to a lot of 4 receiver builds, and I think that was just a little bit optimistic. And he should be going to. I think you can get away with 3 receiver builds in the beginning. We got a Lamar Justin combo here, so that's cool.
So what I would do.
There we go. That's
you just ruined the Justin Jefferson at 3 pick.
You say that, but he got a value, man. That's a value down.
It's a huge ADP fall for Justin Jefferson, I will say.
You guys don't like that? You guys don't like seeing that? If that was you, you'd be happy, right?
Not with 2 QBs, no.
Just kidding. The push on that Mark Andrews combo too. People really, I know people.
I've done that once or twice.
Yeah, but man, it's tough.
I've done it once with Jefferson and once with Tyreek for the week 17.
Yeah, it's
George Pickens, the 4-5 turn. Wow.
All right, I guess that's how we're doing it. ETN in the 54s. That's a 13 pick drop.
I mean, I'd be fine with that if he came back. I'd be fine with Terry fall too. Like, I think he's gonna be fine.
I think Terry's gonna be fine too.
We could take Brees 11 pick fall. I don't know.
I'd consider Brees if we didn't have the bye week issue.
Yeah, I don't think it's the overly
But it's
big.
likely gonna go this. But he's what? He's 103. That would make sense if he's just gonna go 113.
Yeah.
And then we get proven wrong. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Stephanie, your team is really good.
Aaron.
I'm probably one of the receivers, either Terry or Deontay.
I would take probably Terry. Deontay is probably fine.
I mean, I love the way both of those quarterbacks have looked in the preseason. Howell and we need to click one. Click your favorite.
Click Terry.
Howell looks awesome last night.
I'm telling you, like, I just wish I did it. I just wish I plugged.
I'm feeling so good at my rookies and sophomores, like 65% Sam Howell on my 100 teams. Feels really good right about now.
I just don't get the Jacoby Brissett thing. Like, and I said this before. We chatted for this a while. I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, the guy's a journeyman. Like, we know what he is. He's journeyman. But everyone's like, what if he's the next Geno? Like, no, stop. We cannot have a next Geno. Geno just happened. Like, we can't just assume there's like the next one. And to be fair, the team is a downgrade. Like Jacoby Brissett played behind a top 8 O line or 10 at least, and like the Commanders are like a bottom 2 O line. They have like a bottom 4. Like, give them some credit. They're ahead of like I guess the Titans, right? Like they're a bottom 4 offensive line, and I don't know. Like I just didn't see it that way. He's mobile. Like he's a good player, but
I mean at the end of the day, he's a 5th round pick, and GA's saying it too. Like, he was playing against scrubs. I mean, I get it, but it's still cool to see him look good versus looking bad. And he looked good in the first preseason game against the Browns as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm optimistic, especially, especially with just how late you can get him. It's just so nice, and the running ability, like he's such a good pick. And another thing I don't think people consider, like with Rivera, I mean, he's coaching for his job essentially, and I think that led some people to think, he's just going to play Jacoby, try and like go 500, that type of thing. But I think it makes way more sense to play Hal.
You keep your job.
No, like you have Hal, you play the young guy. You hope that you're showing the front office, hey, we've got this young guy to build around. Like you can't get rid of me. Like we're going somewhere with this guy, type of thing. So, I mean, he's probably still going to get fired at the end of the year anyway. But I think that you got to roll with Hal to show some promise of building something.
Yeah, that's exactly like. I don't know. I get people are like, well, he's a 5th round guy. Well, he was actually a 2nd to 3rd round pedigree guy coming out of the class. He just happened to fall.
I mean, before the year he left, I mean, he was in a lot of the way too early mock drafts in the 1st round. I'm either
Terry
Addison Dotson or
Dotson?
Mike Evans.
I'd probably go Mike just to split it up a little bit, but I actually could consider Dotson on the reach.
I'm good with either one. We'd definitely go for Hal now.
Yeah,
definitely not overreacting to the preseason game against scrubs. I'm just kidding. I mean, I like getting Hal. I think Washington's going to be solid. They are in a tough division, but
I think they're going to play from behind. Actually, their defense is really bad. Besides the front,
their D line is good.
Yeah, but like besides their front 7, like they're really. Yeah, even then, I would just say their front 4. They're very questionable.
That's fair. I mean, they drafted that 1st round corner. He's looked okay so far in preseason. It's preseason.
It looks better than Joey Porter. I'll say that much. Joey Porter's been getting destroyed.
I thought he got a pick in that last game. I think he got a pick against the Bills. Either way, I'm in on the Commanders, and now this team is definitely in on the Commanders.
I agree. Actually, they're going to establish the run a lot, but I think this sets up a lot of play action. I feel like a lot of coaches have figured out how good play action is with mobile quarterbacks because it extends plays, it allows you to break coverages. I think we see a lot more play action for young quarterbacks in the next few years. Like you just see it once the O-line's kind of like better built, and you can go that route.
Yeah, I'm not super worried. I think they're going to be a competent offense. I think Hal's solid. I really do. Maybe we're wrong, and this is one of the teams that dies off, but I'd like to bet on the Commanders, and especially it's going to probably be a 3 QB build anyway.
Yeah.
But we are gonna need to like prioritize Hal on this one for sure.
Zay at 72. Remember when Zay was at 95?
You can get him like 100 in some drafts.
Oh yeah, in the beginning it was in the hundreds. I was telling people, I was like, man, I just like Zay. Like, like Steve Smith like endorsed Zay so hard out of the combine, and then when he went to a team, that's questionable with their two receivers, injury wise and health wise, and it's like Zay was a first round pick. People were like, oh, he's the fact that we can say JSN, QJ, and etc. could usurp their guys ahead of him, but Zay could not usurp Odell or Rashad. It was just like crazy funny to me. Like that was the logic we had, or logic some people had 2 months ago or 3 months ago. Like QJ could definitely usurp. Jordan Addison can usurp all these guys, and JSN can do it. And JSN has the hardest competition. He has Lockett and Metcalf.
Yeah.
You're telling me Zay can't usurp like 2 ACL torn Odell and maybe on or off the field Rashad Bateman? Come on.
Yeah, Zay's gonna be awesome. I love the Ravens.
I guess he was a more raw prospect, but most of the receivers coming into this class were raw prospects.
I mean, he was a good route runner.
Yeah, JSN, I think Addison were the least 2 raw guys, I believe.
So, yeah, they were both very pro ready.
So I just thought it was fun. Now you see Zay at 72.
Dalvin at 75.
Ew. Does he have Brees too?
Oh, that's our 2 QB team. All right, let's see the board. Let's see what we're working with. What's running backs?
Oh, running backs.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nez, but I'd chase him off the board on Lamar teams, especially. If I've got Lamar, I'm still just taking him.
We can't take Lawrence. This is kind of weird. Take Akers.
Yeah, if you like Akers, I'm fine with it. I haven't taken a lot of him, but I'm good. I'm fine with it.
I feel like Akers gets a lot of hate. If he was, I mean, you got to think, like, he was juiced up like 2 weeks ago. He was going mid 60, early 60s.
Yeah, he's fallen about a round.
Yeah, he's fallen pretty hard, and then some almost every draft. I think I could have gone receiver here. I think we get it on probably the runaround. There's a couple receivers that we considered here too.
Yeah, I think we'll like one of the receivers that comes back.
I'm sorry, yeah, give him back. Give him back to me. I'll take him. But I'll take.
He might fall back to us, but I don't know if we need it. A 4th running back.
89, like 90 something.
If we take him, we're probably stopping at 4 running backs.
Oh yeah, there's no way. There's no way to get more than 4 if we get him. The bye weeks are split on running back. It's where we'd be totally fine. We get a 5th, we better see something for the future. There's no way.
No.
The RB spending is pretty heavy here.
At what point do you say just take Trevor? Like if he comes all the way back around to us?
Yeah, we just take him. I would have considered taking him here. I mean, he's exactly where I think he should be. Normally.
15 picks of value.
Just ahead of Watson. Like that works for me.
And we could always just like tack on Zay or Ingram.
Yeah. Tack on Zay, tack on Ingram. Worst case scenario. I don't know if I would. I mean, I'm not really in on Zay, but like he has some games. It's going wild. Casey's like just eyeing him. Is it Casey have? He doesn't have it though. Damn.
But yeah, would have made sense for him taking them.
He doesn't have it either.
25 picks. Yeah, I mean, at some point you just gotta catch. I mean, a falling elite quarterback, when you can still grab 2 of his pass catchers, it's totally fine. I was hoping Elijah would come back.
I was actually considering Brandon Cooks at 78 also. Like I told you, like, a couple weeks ago, as a guy, I was like, I don't know why I don't have more of them. So I've been trying to work some Brandon Cook teams in. I think he's a little under 8% now, but I was like, damn, I feel like really weird about not taking him when he was going in the mid 80s for a long time.
It's fair.
That's fair. I've mixed him in. Casey, why you gotta do that to me, man?
Thank you, Casey.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. That's actually a good running back core.
I like it. Javonte, I mean, again, I know they're probably like they force-fed him some touches in that game to like, get his feet back under him, but
is it gonna be bad that I just don't say that I didn't like how he looked?
I like the targets here. We did not need another running back. I'm Sutton or MT or Bateman.
I think it's Sky for the bring back for this. I'm also considering Sutton. He actually has good news coming in.
I like going Sutton here. I like going Sutton.
I'm not really in on it, but he's had good camp news, and I think it's like fine.
I like
also want to
Sutton
separate
too.
myself from more double bye week 11s because we have 2 guys already. We're gonna have 3. It's gonna be a tough one.
I mean, I think we'll be fine. We have 8. This isn't the eliminator thing.
No, but at this point when our team already has these kind of wonky double 14 receivers on the same team, you kind of want to at least spread a little bit because like the odds of like Higgins and Terry and like Dotson going off would be a pain if I have 2 week 11 guys. I do want to accumulate points, so overall.
No, I mean I think that's fair in some respects. I just don't think like having a couple of receivers and a running back is like that's not where I look at it. It's just if I get to like 3 of my running backs on the same bye, I definitely don't take a 4th.
I would consider it more just because I don't consider Terry and Dotson as like I have 2 receivers. I feel like I have like 1.5 receivers.
Yeah, I guess you're hoping to have one every week though.
Yeah, that's why it's like 1.5. You only get 1 a week, right? Like that's the idea.
Hey, hopefully you get both in week 1.
Yeah,
for the Cardinals.
Christian, Gibbs, Kenneth. Sanders.
This team's gonna look. It's gonna look really good in week 1 when the
pick 25 Gibbs. Holy shoot, how far we've come.
Yeah, we have. That's one I wish I had more at pick 50. Jeez.
Yeah. Mid 40s. I think they could have grabbed a little bit more of him. We just don't. I hate this. Like we don't know. Like we really don't know what the Lions are doing. There's a lot of speculation on what the Lions are doing. We honestly don't.
Yeah, they haven't played Montgomery in preseason yet. I wish they kind of would have.
All these veteran players are not getting that use, and I think people like kind of forget that's a thing. Just took my first Connor share, but I think like people understand like some of these veterans are not going to be played or played much, and I think Mike Tomlin even was like, "Oh, we're just not really using Najee because like he's already a little older and knows how to play the game." So imagine guys like Montgomery and like Jake, like they're not trying to play these guys who've been in the league for like on their second contracts. I think a lot of younger guys are getting a lot of run, like or guys who have missed time. AKA like Calvin Ridley and stuff like that.
Fair.
Could be wrong. We'll see. But I just don't like really pry in on like preseason week 3 and 2s and 4s. Like I'm like, when's like gonna,
Yeah, I mean, I just think though, like it's more. We know they're not scheming for each other, but like the first teams are playing in a lot of these. Already 3 QBs there.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, I believe this guy took 1 too. I'm like, okay, like I'm not. Okay, cool. I better forget that.
But yeah, no, teams aren't showing everything they're doing, and they're not playing like all their guys. Jamal Williams at 99. Sheesh.
Yeah, at least I don't worry about this Justin Jefferson team at the end.
Steph goes B-Rob.
My boy, you coming back? Don't you do it. Do you have Mike Evans in them? Oh, he does. He's doing it. It's going to happen.
I doubt it. All right.
Let me get that bring back. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Ah, the pain.
I kind of like Bateman here, honestly.
Yeah,
Bateman. I think we're set it right. We don't need to take another running back for a long time.
I'm sorry, guys. You're not going to get to see the skit right now. I'll find an old guy. I gotcha. God.
This is a wild draft. Some of these first couple teams are paying the rake.
As long as I'm not last. 150 will not be last place. Guaranteed.
No, that's what I was saying. I don't know if you heard me. This team's going to be in first place after week 1 because the Commanders play the Cardinals. So our Sam Howell double stack is going to go off.
Just go nuts. Week 1 eliminators.
Week 1.
We already have 6 receivers, or I guess 5.5. We probably should grab quarterback on the turnaround.
Yeah, I think we could look at QB. We could look at one of our, Fryermuth, of course. I would like, but we don't have to.
So actually, I like Steph's comment because it's a little random, but this actually comes back to like the why we kind of dodged Rachaad White, kind of why we dodged certain players, and it was incidental. I know people are gonna point to my James Conner, and I get it, but like on one side where I have James Conner at like 48%, there's a flip side where I have like 60% total of like Dylan, Brian Robinson, like Damien Harris, and if you look at like Steph's build, it's literally the guys that we would take. We go Dylan, Robinson, like in that order to like kind of get a running back round. And I think one thing we were talking about this was like we kept falling back on these guys a lot, like him, these two, probably Penny for somebody else, or Damien Harris for us. It's like, oh yeah, I can skip Rachaad White. I got this guy who's basically gonna be like Rachaad White, but 2 rounds later. And I think that was like a fallacy on our end when we could have just said, hey, Rashad White's still technically a 3-down guy. Dylan is not. Brian Robinson's not.
He's a young
Dave
player.
Harris is not. We should grab him. We should double tap RB and then dive into those receivers. Like, maybe I know in the beginning of the season, we really didn't like Boyd, Jefferson, Tier, those later guys, Juju, right? We maybe should have taken advantage of those receivers a little bit more. Because right now we're drafting them a lot better than we were originally.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So and that's funny because she actually has like the AJ Dillon Brian combo. And I think that like
I wonder how many of your teams you have that combo.
Way too many. Probably like 25%. or it's like, and I have like 16 to 20% of one of those two guys. And I'm sure they're like tied together or they're all tied to a James Conner.
Yeah.
Like of some sort.
Let's see.
And like I said, that's just a hole in my game that I think, or on our game, I guess, to an extent, that why we ended up dodging somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not wanting to take a ton of bucks anyway. D Jones, yeah, yeah, we do it. I feel like we were both trying to not say. I like all of these options equally.
But like, I think I should have taken more advantage of like Lazard, more of.
We're in sync. 150 drafts in. We just like didn't even have to say. We knew.
I know. We know. We just love him, dude. He's like so gonna be so good. Or even if he's terrible,
it's preseason, but that first drive, like, and against the Panthers, but they were both playing their starters. Like, just right down the field.
I remind everybody, like, since the beginning of time that, he was a quarterback 3 last year. He was being drafted as QB 3 with a new coach.
It's fair. Like, before last year, Daniel Jones may still suck at real football, but
he still had mobility, right? Like, he was a guy that
he only threw 15 touchdowns last year at the end of the day.
He threw 15 but ran 7. Like, the goal was that he could run.
I'm not hating, like, for fantasy. He's my highest exposed quarterback. I love it. So.
Oh yeah, real life toss up. But fantasy.
Yeah, Stephanie, we gotta talk offline. I need to like buy a share in your team. This team is very good.
Yeah, she has Dylan, Robs, Warren, ETN. This is fun.
And then she's got she's got Devonta, Hurts, Goddard with Tyree. Yeah, this is that's a really good team. And Mike Will. Addison. That is an elite team, Stephanie. I love that team. Yeah, that team's so good.
This is team preseason though. Like, these are the guys all got juiced up a little bit. And I know I got really excited when I saw Brian Robinson with 4 receptions. I'm like, yeah, see, he has hands. I'm so excited. He has hands.
Do you have a opinion on that? It's hard for me to say because like their ADPs are so far apart. Versus who I think straight up I'd prefer the elite receiver and Garrett Wilson. Luckily, like on Underdog, you can get both, but I don't know. In home leagues, are they going next to each other or around each other?
Not even close. I think they're definitely. I think Wilson's like round 2. I think Ramondra's like round 3 to 4.
But definitely Garrett Wilson for me.
That was before I think like the Zeke news, so he's definitely probably.
But I love both though. Like I want both if I can get them. That'd be great.
I would straight up. I would just take Wilson. If we were talking about 1-to-1, I'd take Wilson. Not even close to me.
It was funny. Jameson Williams, I think in the Eliminator one I did, went at like 140.
God,
which makes sense. He's gonna miss the first 6 weeks. Like,
yeah, you're gonna be eliminated probably because you had him. Right?
I wonder if the ADPs are different in. It's got to be right in the Eliminator.
I would think so.
I think they started out the same, but they'll probably adjust. Went in 170 and one Nez did. Jameson Williams. At what point would you take him in that? Like, would you just throw him on there at 170?
I think at 170 I would plug him. For sure I'd plug him at 170.
Oof, Tank.
Yeah, I think we get Tank. We actually could just be a 4. This could be a 4 RB room.
It could. If we love someone late, but yeah, I like Tank.
I also like Rodgers to Goff here. I think Rodgers like solo is fine. In there you stack like
I think we're gonna get Hal. We could do Hal Ritter on this team.
Yeah. I don't know if I feel
they would all have different buys.
Yeah, it's fair. I just think Rodgers has like a possibility of being like MVP level type of thing, or like at least pseudo. He's just really good. Still, like he's showing off still in camp a little bit.
I'm excited for him. I just would say like and I know it's my brain, and I know QB's replaceable, but thinking like if he's gonna have an MVP level season and all we have is Tyler Conklin with him, I don't know. I don't know if that's like
Corey
ideal.
Davis. Okay, Corey
If
Davis.
we have him with Corey Davis and
Corey
Tyler
Davis and
Conklin.
Conklin, man, it's fine. I would say I would like Howell. Like I think with DJ, him and Howell.
At what point? What number of picks do we have? I mean, we're broadcasting this to everyone, but like I want to like reach around on Howell. I think on this team. What?
No, we gotta take him at ADP. That's what we do. Okay, we take him ADP. No, I think I was like around reach. He actually is going higher. He was going like 160, 170s earlier today. After the preseason game, people were just like, "Oh yeah, that's it. Like that's how." I mean, at this point, when you're at this part of the draft,
solid at both though. Like
150 to 2s. Is there really a reach when you really need something or want to do something?
I mean, we're making a huge bet on his 2 top receivers. Like
I wouldn't consider a reach then. That's my point. Is like I wouldn't consider a reach at this point. It's just
because we need him to pay off. Like that's That's what
a reach is like my buddy did when he took Howell at pick like 65. Like that to me was a reach, and that was like a month ago.
Yeah, makes sense. Wow, he got Howell at round 18 still. Solid. That seems like great value now.
Nope, I gotta scroll up a little bit. Sorry. Mims has gone up a bit. He was 160. Now he's 133. He's a solidified wide receiver 3 for the team now. So people are kind of gung ho.
Yeah, I feel good about my early Marvin Mims shares. All right, let's see what we got.
136. Oh, actually, I was considering MVS on the comeback for the bring back, but he's gone now. So
Cargos.
Can't take Mims here. We don't have Mims, so can't do that.
This is a pretty gross spot. Unless you like, maybe. That's fine. Get our first tight end. It's gonna be a 3 tight end build anyway, and we got Akers, so we're making a bet on the Rams. We could always do Stafford too.
I mean, we could do. Yeah, we have Higbee to go against Jones, so it's something.
We'll probably. I mean, we're gonna take a giant receiver at some point. One of them.
Yeah, we'll take it probably like one of the receivers there. We can grab Stafford into Howell, which would make sense then, and the ADP spend isn't bad.
Yeah. And at 140, it's kind of nice.
I mean, this room is pretty much guys that know how to play the game, guys and gals. So I'm not sitting there. I don't think they're sitting there like, when it gets to me, I'm going to go unstacked. Yeah, I'm going to go unstacked hard Stafford.
I mean, you could see Stafford or Howell, though. Like,
I mean, the only person that would probably get is the Cooper Kupp team, and I think he already has quarterbacks.
Got Allen.
Yeah, like, and I think that would
that would make a lot of sense as a QB too. They're probably wanting Stafford. I mean, not that we have to force Stafford because we could always do Ritter with our London. So,
wait a second. I was like, I really doubt Staff is like, yeah. Remember those times they sniped me? Just kidding.
So, with this being 150 for you, what do you think your highest owned like build is as far as hero RB, and then like, do you think you've done mostly like 2 6 7 3s, 2 5 8 3s? Like, what do you think's been your? Oh, look at that! Hal does get picked here in the 13th.
I think this is a 4 quarterback team for this person. No, 2.
Just 2.
Any pick it into Hal. There we go.
Terry, is that you in the 1? You got us on Hal.
I mean, why? Why would you do that?
Hey, hopefully pay off for him. We needed to both pay off for him and for us, so maybe we'll just both slide through. How would make sense too, because you could do Samuel late, and he can run. So like, it's not the worst thing if you don't get him fully stacked up.
That was kind of an argument for a lot of these quarterbacks that were semi-mobile. Like I was taking Hal naked just when I was doing 3 quarterback builds. I was like, Pickett, Hal.
Yeah, no, because to pay off, you really want him to use his legs, which he showed he could do in college. So that makes sense.
Russ. Maybe we should have grabbed Russ then. No, it's fine.
I'm not too worried about getting over. So we could do this person's probably going to take Stafford because of the run on QBs. I like Mostert here.
Is Stafford even here? Oh, he's here.
Yeah, he's here. It'd be 15 picks. Mostert goes.
We could grab Van Jeff and then try to really get Stafford.
Try and push it back around. I don't know. QBs are going. We could take Hyatt. I would like. Or one of the tight ends. Okay.
Let me just take the. Let's just grab Jeff.
He's about to get auto to us anyway.
Yeah.
That's fine. If he comes back around, we'll have the double stack. I don't know if he will though, because there'll be some people with 1 QBs now that might reach because the run on QBs here.
I just noticed we have Akers, Higby, and and Jeff. We're gonna have it rammed up. This is like my This is my big board team, right? This is like my big boards when I was running these like Higby, Van Jeff teams.
Yeah, when you could get them at like 200.
Yeah, that was fun, man. That was. Yeah, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take the ADP call. Everyone was like giving me shit at first, and there was a couple of Higby truthers and Jefferson truthers. We all stood together, and now we pushed the ADPs to 130 and 140. Like
I now think it's pretty bad too, because like the Puka Nakua seems like he's gonna have a role. Tutu, they've sat out of preseason games.
Yeah, it's
as well as like Skoranic's still probably gonna play. I don't know, like if Van Jeff is my favorite pick now. But it makes sense on this team because we're already making a bet on the Rams.
I also think like these offensive coaches who are really good at what they do. I think it's hard to pick up their team. I mean, no receiver that's gone to a Sean McVay team has actually really gone off in the first year, besides like Cooper Kupp, right? Like Robert Woods started off kind of wonky his year with Sean McVay. So did Brandon Cooks. He had like off and on years. Samuel Watkins definitely didn't do anything when he was over there. I think there's going to be a lot to it, and we see this with like Andy Reid. Some of these guys are just really hard to like work with in the beginning. So I don't know. Puka Nakua sounds cool and all, but we'll see. Like we'll have to see.
Yeah, no, he seems to have been impressive. I like what I've seen. I've added him in the 18th round a couple times for sure.
I think that's fine. Like that makes sense. 18, 17 dead round picks, like take shots, but I just not sold that like a guy's going to come in and just get started.
That's fair.
Allen Robinson even had. And I get it, like Allen Robinson, blah blah blah. Like, but they're using Allen Robinson like crazy over in the Steelers right now, apparently. So
he's ran I think almost every first team rep. He's been running out of the slot with the first team for the Steelers. So just take Stafford.
Oh, we can wait. No, I'm just kidding.
Could take him right from the Cup draft there. They're probably tilting.
But like I said, it doesn't surprise me if like they all start slow because these offensive coaches that are really good do tend to put guys that can execute more than being talented. Can you execute is going to be a big thing for them.
Makes sense. Yeah, I just think it's going to be a pretty big rotation for wide receiver 2 and 3 there. That's my only thing. Is just the price on Van Jeff now compared to where he was is tough because like. Say what you want about Tutu Atwell, and I'm not like a Tutu stan by any means, but they are holding him. And I know the Rams don't play starters in preseason, but they've held him out of both games, like, as like kind of insinuating to me he's a part of the plan at least. So I don't know.
I don't have anything against that. I just think I know like people just want to hype it. I'm always like I like to think that veterans, especially younger ones that have been on the team, are probably going to do their thing until proven otherwise. Like. Unless like someone comes up and starts Odelling and whatever, like in like usurps like Ruben Randall or something, I'm not sure.
Sure.
It's all preseason. Like I'm not taking a lot of this too seriously. Like it's gonna be the problem with us is obviously everything already starts, so in season is already too late.
That makes sense. Like I said, he still likes. Are you in the 3? Did you take Herbert there as your QB2? I'm not sure. Lamar Herbert in the 4.
No,
it's just different ways to play. I mean, I disagree with it, but if you think you could build it out and win that way, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, I normally wouldn't care if it was like at better value. I just think it's a little rough here. I think like at value, it's tough because you're paying higher for 2 players that guys usually get later. And I've already done the math on a lot of those like elite quarterbacks, how much they really cannibalize each other. It's huge. But if you get to playoffs, that's going to be
playoffs
really
could be insane.
Yeah, totally different story once you're in playoffs. So
playoffs is good. Yeah, no, it's a great. And I've done that late stack a couple times when I run out of like a QB2 or 3 if I need a 3 on a team, and I'll do that.
I was trying to figure out who the hell the tight end is on like the the Commanders. Last year I was very in on John Bates.
Seems like it's going to be Cole Turner.
It's probably going to be Cole Turner, right?
He's playing a lot, yeah.
But Bates, like in camp, his camp tape this year has been there. Like it's a lot of highlights of John Bates kind of doing work.
On the third with Jefferson. Yeah, that is his team.
Yeah, I recognize it because he's been in a few before.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is it Cole Turner? Is it Logan Thomas because they're paying him? Is it Bates because he's doing well in preseason camp but not actual preseason
games? It's just going to be a rotation of people I just don't want to draft.
That's bad.
Hodgins? Were there D Jones?
Yeah, we get Hodgins here. I think we can also get a tight end. I kind of want to grab a tight end.
I mean,
it gets really ugly.
That's fine. Yeah, no, I like Juwan. Probably Juwan for sure, actually.
Think about like.
I was about to say like Musgrave or someone, but they're going so much higher now.
They're gone.
Yeah, I love Juwan though.
He's gone, right? Like Musgrave was already gone. Like, so it's gonna be one of those, like, you have to grab Juwan there, otherwise it's gonna hurt.
Deuce Vaughn went already, 15th round.
I'm excited for Deuce Vaughn. I hope he succeeds.
Steph got Musgrave. Yeah, I was looking for him. I was like, I like Musgrave's gone. Steph again, taking a player I like. No, Deuce Vaughn's look sick in preseason. That might have been one I was maybe wrong on.
I think everybody was kind of like Malik Davis ? Like
it's
he's a name we know.
Be the 5'6" guy, but he's a fun player. I mean, we've seen guys his size, Sproles, like they've done it. So
Brandon Oliver was another small guy. I think we talked about Brandon Oliver and actually on one of our off streams. We're talking about him
I think we talked about him on stream and like in reference to Deuce.
Yeah, and
he's fun.
Fucking Brandon Oliver cracks me up. Funny thing, when I used to play just a lot of Madden, I always use the Eagles, and I would always use Darren Sproles and just go out and stretch. And that dude is so good in Madden. It's funny. They gave him so much speed and so much of acceleration for a guy in his 30s. Darren Sproles, baby.
No, this is fun. I hope he works out. He's a fun player. I haven't drafted him, but we'll see. Let's see. So, I mean, we're thinking Ritter at some point now as QB3.
Yeah. I wish I could grab Howell, but somebody here decided to ruin that. Not going to say who, Terry. Not going to say who.
Hey, you always say the QB is the least important part of the stack.
Yeah, but
so we got
I want my mobile guys. I want my guys that run around. I love these, I was just stoked about them. I was talking about how all of a sudden big board, rooting for him to win. I didn't want to see Jacoby win this. I wanted to see Sam Howell, my quarter Korean brother, run around. All right. We got 3/4 of Koreans in the NFL right now. We got half in Kyler Murray, or is it a quarter Kyler Murray, half or a quarter, and then we got Sam Howell. We got this. It's gonna be good times.
I'm not as informed on that as you, so
I always have to keep track of Asian players in the league, and there's never a full one, but there's always a lot of halfies. Patrick Chung's another one too. I think he's a quarter also. Let's see. This
is a gross spot. Slayton or Conklin is our third tight end.
I think with the Conks, yeah. I really do hate the way tight end gets really ugly.
I mean, that's what we've kind of been talking about in the chat. It's like instead of double tapping these guys 17 to 18, you have to do it 15, 16 now.
Yeah 15, 16, 17 maybe, and then you just grab your receiver. You got a lot of good, wide receivers at the end. Quote unquote good, right? Wide receiver twos. Yeah, wide receiver twos.
At least guys I think we're a lot more confident in. We know we're just going to be out there running routes and can help that way.
I don't know, man. Somebody out there just sending me these Corey Davis might get cut freaking articles. And I'm like, whoa. It's, they'll be doing that to me right now. It's a little late for that. I didn't take a lot of them this year. I took a ton of them last year. But, read for Corey D too.
We could have even likely already goes. We started the run. CPAT?
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked about CPAT. I take him. I've taken him in the 18th a few times. I think he's going to play a good bit.
You think he just plays wide receiver? So, because I know he's running out of the ball right now in preseason, but
I mean, I know you don't want to hear it, but I do think Algier and CPAT are still going to get some running back snaps.
I think it's funny is like I know people were saying that earlier, but I've seen more people turn their corner and go.
And CPAT, of course, because he can run out of the slot and stuff.
But I feel like people have turned the corner now and they're like, I think Bijan's like 70 to 80%. Like guys that were saying that he might be 60% and we're like really pumping to Tyler Algier. I've seen the turnaround after they watched Bijan touch the ball like 4 times.
No, I mean Bijan is awesome. Oh, here comes the Ritter Hollins double tap from Terry. He needed his 3 QBs. So yeah,
he's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's gonna be pain. Oh, Cole Turner. Juked us.
I thought he was going.
We're not gonna get our bring back though. We're not gonna get the Hollins bring back on our Atlanta.
Well, I don't. We already got London. We're getting the 30% target share guy.
Oh yeah, we did have London, but no.
Caleb
Huntley. We have London. Yeah, I keep thinking we took backwards. The Bears. We didn't take any Bears. Oh, we could take a bear though.
Chase Claypool.
We can take Chase Claypool.
Michael Wilson. I've seen a lot of people like.
I've taken Michael Wilson. I've capitulated and taken him. I was just like, who could be useful, and it comes down to Michael Wilson.
Are you interested now in a 5th running back on this team, or do you think we're okay with 4?
After like the only 5th guy I would maybe consider here is like Chuba.
I mean Chandler or Chuba. I think. I don't know, like
Ty Chandler, I guess.
I kind of I view all these receivers pretty much the same. I would just lock down Ritter here, just with how this room has gone, and this person right here's only got one. Yeah, Tannehill goes, and this person's only got one quarterback.
Yeah,
I think we just lock him down.
We have their weapons, so I might as well go for it.
Yeah, I think we just lock him down. Oh, Steph got Michael Wilson too. Oh yeah, that's true.
Steph, stop talking my bring back.
Trask as his QB2.
Yeah, so MTV revolts. Yeah, went from not round 1 pick to might be RB1. Like exactly. Like people have really, really turned that corner on Bijan.
No, I'm super in on Bijan, but I'm sorry. I do think Algier and CPAT are still going to play. They're going to mix in. Like,
yeah.
It's not like scaring me off from taking Bijan because I believe in his ceiling and his efficiency, and I do think he's gonna get a ton of work, but I don't think it's just gonna be like 80% Bijan. I really don't.
Well, you know what? We can pray, okay? Let us have this.
Oh, we need it to be on this team. No, in this team, yeah, it's.
We need 100% Bijan. We need LaDainian Tomlinson 2.0. Like, that's what I want.
We might even get one of our Giants receivers to come back here, Paris Campbell or Slayton.
Campbell got taken. Slayton's still on the board. And then
I think Campbell might be someone, and I don't know if it's because Wandell is injured and if he comes back like midseason and is working in the slot more. But I've been grinding the preseason tape, and when it's the Giants starters, like it's Campbell in the slot. Like for almost every rep, and then they mix Hyatt in there as well.
Mr. Scampers brings up Caleb Huntley is still there. I think him coming off ACL tear though, I'm like a lot less worried about. Like by all means, he had a late season ACL tear too. So, but I do think Caleb was interesting. Like he hurt Tyler Algier's upside a lot. I don't think people forget that. Like he was up there, and until he got hurt, that was bad.
I mean, yeah, Atlanta's gonna pound the rock. Zach Ertz.
Are you taking Zach Ertz? I can't do it. I can't.
And Trey McBride go back to back. That's funny. I honestly have not taken much of either one of them. Earlier on, I was taking McBride because I thought there was a chance like Ertz was going to retire.
Yeah.
But now I'm just not taking either. Like I'll just take Fant or I'll take Otten, who I know is going to run like every route as a starting tight end.
We could go 4 tight end on this. We have.
I'd rather just do a 5th running back if we were going to do 4 tight ends.
Way to ruin my fun. I mean, who's the 5th RB on this?
I mean, Chandler.
We could grab. Oh, we have Akers.
I mean, I would either do Chandler or Slayton here. Or Slayton's there still. You make the call. I think we could do an 8th receiver on this team because
I'll take the 8th.
He's our one.
I feel like if I have to rely on Ty Chandler to win me a season, I feel like I really screwed up these 4 running backs just really failed.
I'm taking Chandler.
I know. I mean, I don't mind taking Chandler in more balanced RB rooms, but we really spent up like
Yeah,
6, 19, 78, 126, right? Like, if somehow these two fall and the Chandler is my savior, like I'm gonna just be fine with like, like I'm gonna be fine that we didn't do it. I'm gonna feel really weird about it. Like these two guys went down, like Ty Chandler with my Akers Bigsby build is gonna get me there. It just seems off.
I think this team got there in the end. Obviously, like we wanted Hal, but it made sense, why Terry took him. He's his guy.
Quarterback. Who's got the Jamie? What the hell? Oh, 4 quarterbacks right here.
Steph got Ty Chandler.
Russ, Tua, Deshaun, Joe. God damn, that is interesting.
It's tough.
Justin. Oh, she did get a GB Minnesota. See, and we didn't take it from her. See, you should owe me stats, but I didn't take Ty. Huh?
She has Addison as well.
No, but she owes me for not taking Ty. I see how Hope was out here
trying
to
you
snipe
didn't
you.
Want it. You didn't even want him.
You were trying to snipe her. Like I didn't hear.
You put out this spiel about how if Ty Chandler is what I need.
Subconsciously, like I knew not to take him. Right? You were about to ruin Steph.
Yeah. Congrats, Davis. 150 in the books. You get a cactus now, an expensive cactus.
My expensive $3,750.
Nez, I've got to tell you a funny story. When I was trying to make the thumbnail today, I was trying to find the Underdog cactus, and so I was searching it, and all that was coming up was your tweet holding it. And so I grabbed like the picture and kept trying to I was trying to crop and edit out your hand and just get the cactus, but I kept like messing up. And either way, so your cactus almost made the thumbnail, but we went with the generic background.
Team draft.
There was no other pictures of the Underdog cactus on the internet.
You just asked me for a photo. I have a photo. If you
Google it, it is just gonna pull up Nez's arm holding it in his tweet.
Terry, your team was fine. I just thought it was interesting that you grabbed Gibbs at 25. Like I just never seen that, and I think I'm just behind the times because he is in the 30s, so him at 25 is like really no different to me. Like it's still not fine.
That much of a reach anymore.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna sauce this one really quick, and we'll sauce anybody else that wants in. We're not 150 teams, guys. We got there. So starting off, we got Daniel Jones versus Matthew Stafford, the week 17 of all week 17s. And then Ritter on the side with his Bijan Drake London stacks, because that's how the pros do it. Tony Pollard, Cam Akers, and Tank Bigsby, because in my situation, I think Matthew Stafford throws a lot of touchdowns to Cam Akers.
I mean, of course. It's like, if you're not doing the Stafford Cam Akers stack, like, what are you doing?
Naked Higgins, I did consider taking MVS. MVS went kind of early in this one, though. And I did pitch for Sky Moore. You guys saw that. I said, hey, maybe Sky Moore, right? So Drake London, we talked about. Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson combo. Sam Howell is gone. Thanks, Green. I'll never forget you.
Terry. We got the Washington premium double as our wide receiver 3 and 4 without the quarterback. You gotta love it. I think this guy here, though. I like our receivers. Like sometimes I like getting a little bit more, and I say fragile at receiver. We still took 6 in the top 100 too.
Yeah. We've got a slightly falling Bateman, Van Jeff, and Slayton. So these are at least correlated. Not the worst. And stacked.
A solid team.
Correlated again, because if you're not grabbing every position from the Rams, you're not apparently drafting right. Juwan Johnson on the small fall, which is weird because I've been seeing him going really, really early. And then Conklin, right? So we got, I say, suitable tight ends. I wouldn't say great, but suitable.
I like all 3. Yeah, this is a perfectly fine 3 tight end build to me.
Yeah, okay, so Terry admits it. Gibbs was a stress misclick. Okay, so I get it. Okay, so I wasn't wrong.
At this point, like, if you haven't gotten combos of players, like, I'm fine reaching for some.
Terry asked, did I avoid the olds? You can. Cortland Sutton, I think, is the oldest on this team.
Higbee. We got Higbee.
Yeah, Higbee's pretty old. Conklin's really old.
Yeah. Stafford. Stafford 40.
That's fair. Okay, so I did not.
We stuck a few in there for number 150. Did get any of your guys though? That's crazy.
I tried, man. MT got sniped 1 pick ahead of me. I was good about letting him come back. I'm not gonna. I got Connor, but if you're gonna put me 1-1 with Akers Connor, I'll probably take Akers more often than that. It would be a lot more balanced because I do think
I feel Akers like your exposures would say different.
Well, Akers was not going to Connor. Akers was going like 20 picks ahead. I just thought Connor was really good as a value for a good amount of the season. And then we can go sauce and friends. We're gonna start with our homies.
I already know I'm gonna love this team.
It's actually a pretty cool team. So
It's
you got Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, Travis Etienne. Did she get this stack? Yeah. So Jalen with her Devontae Smith.
Oh, and Jared Goddard too.
And Goddard. Oh, love that. So cool. Travis Etienne, AJ Dillon. The following Etienne, and I've said this before, I'm not an Etienne guy. I like pick 36, 37. But like pick 45, 51, 52 when you're basically going to turn him into like a Gabe Davis of running backs. Totally fine with me.
I think Gabe Davis, he's going to get more touches than that.
No, but he's going to be Gabe. He's going to be a boom bust guy. I just think that's how he plays. That's how his touches have been. Tank Bigsby kind of like getting the love that he's getting kind of like, at least in my mind, signals that a little bit. But like pick 50, like I'm all for it. Like this is amazing. So pick 50, ETN, it's like perfect value and then some. Got Dylan, Brian Robinson. This is literally us. This is our three guys like all together.
Your three guys.
You're my two guys plus your guy. Okay, but our three guys.
Devon A-Chain, obviously he did just get hurt, but getting him at 140.
Yeah,
very nice.
That's high. She obviously we know that she stacked a lot of that game. So Jordan Love, Dylan, Ty Chandler,
Jalen Reed,
Jordan Addison,
and Musgrave,
and Jalen Reed. So Tyreek Hill, Devontae Smith, Mike Dubs. This is the kind of cool receiving core for Mike Dubs. I've admitted that I'm off the guy, but I think get him as a 3 to 4 is fine. Yeah. Addison, Nico Collins. I'm still not in on Nico. I'm sorry. Jalen Reed is funny. I think that's pretty cool. Jalen Reed with the Green Bay.
Jalen Reed just looked awesome.
Yeah, DPJ. DPJ like I think people
189.
Really but like he's gonna pay off ADP. Like this is a payoff. Like it's fine. Mike Dubs for your game stack, and then Goddard, Luke Musgrave. This is fun.
Correlated both tight ends. I mean, this is pretty textbook stuff. Like great team, love it. I would draft. This looks like it's a great team. Looks like Casey's team.
And then Mr. Scampers, Gabe Davis deserved that.
I think Travis Etienne doesn't deserve that personally.
I know Mechie too.
Casey Brown.
Oh, of course, Casey.
Right there.
Oh, interesting. So Gino, Brock Purdy, Kyler Murray combo. I actually think this is actually a smart combo if you're going to do this.
And you got Kyler 14 picks past ADP too.
Yeah, it's fine. Remember that time where people were souped up Kyler to like the 120s, 130s? Like this was like getting a lot of value on that. So 177 is amazing. Trending in the right direction, so that's fine. Ramondre, Javonte, James. Kind of interesting to see Ramondre at 33. I mean, he's obviously Casey's just in on it. That's fine. Once again, this is kind of our situation again. So James, Ramondre. Javonte on a small slip back to his original ADP a little bit. Zach Sharp, you love Zach Sharp.
I do.
Which is pretty awesome. I do think he's going to have a better role than a lot of people are giving him credit for. I don't think this is, fantasy has been bad about it's this guy's job and that's it. It's going to be a 50-50 split. We've seen like 5 teams do it in preseason. So Kenneth Gainwell, Diggs, Adams, Debo, Brandon, great stacks.
Got the Purdy double, got Marquise with Kyler, like that.
Pick 16 Adams is kind of weird to see these days. I get it, but it's weird to actually still see that. Double Las Vegas. I thought that's pretty interesting. I don't think I rarely see this. Rarely ever see double of Vegas. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. Devontae Parker for another deep shot play. And then Greg's, Knox, Trey.
Makes sense. It's 3 tight ends.
Yeah. All right.
I like it.
Other than that, guys, thank you for joining us on my 150th BBM. This is like my 600 something-ish team. If you like it, please like, subscribe, join us. We guys still have more drafts. Hope has her 150. We're also going to try to knock out Eliminator next Thursday or this Thursday.
Yeah.
Any last words, Miss Hope?
No, yeah. Thank you guys. We officially, we finally came to name it the Road to 150, and you've completed your road. I got to still do mine. But no, yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out. Every night or 2 nights a week. It's super fun. And yeah, Thursday, gonna do an eliminator draft. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. To get deeper into that theory, I'm excited to kind of see what comes out the next couple of days, like what ideas people have. Like, I think we can all, learn from each other and stuff like that. And I know I love doing that. I love soaking up, like, the knowledge and learning from everyone. So thank you guys a lot.
last but not least, if you're not, stacking is mandatory. Pants are optional for this stream. See you guys later.